First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations. Much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. And I want to title this lesson, One Thing You Don't Want to Be is a Hypocrite. Because that's one thing that Yahweh Shai constantly spoke against when he was speaking to the wicked scribes and Pharisees. He would constantly reiterate that they were hypocrites, or when someone would come up to tempt him in wickedness, he would call them hypocrites. Okay, because they're coming, they're painting themselves a particular way, but when you remove the veil, they're not that way. Okay, and there's a lot of people that are in this proclaim to be in this truth, and they have a mask on. Right? They're acting like they're righteous. They're acting like they're brothers. They're acting like they love Yahweh Shai. But when you look at their actions behind closed doors, which is most important, you find out that these dudes are nothing more than hypocrites. Okay? This is Matthew 23:13. It says, "But woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye shut up the kingdom of heaven against men. For ye neither go in yourselves, neither suffer ye them that are entering to go in. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye devour widows' houses, and for a pretense make long prayer. Right? Therefore ye shall receive the greater damnation." I want to look up this word pretense real quick. Okay. So they're doing all this wickedness, but then they'll do these long prayers in front of people, right? And act like they're righteous. I want to look up the word pretense. Pretense, a pretext, alleged reason, pretending, cause, right? A show, right? Undercolor, as though they would do something in pretense, ostensibility. Okay, like I said, a show. So they were showing them, they were putting on a show to make themselves look a particular way. And sometimes people do that based upon the videos, going on in the highways and the byways. That's a show for a lot of people, right? But then when you look at their actions, they don't have the love of Yahweh Shai, right? This is a pretense. It says an attempt to make something that is not the case appear true, right? It says a claim, especially a false or ambitious one. All right, we'll deal with the first one, right? An attempt to make something that is not the case appear true. Okay, and the example is his anger is masked by a pretense that all is well, right? All right. So you got a lot of people with that mentality that proclaim to be in this truth. Okay. Let's go to give me 1 second. Let's keep reading. It says, "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, for ye devour widows' houses, and for a pretense make long prayer, therefore ye shall receive the greater damnation." Yeah, I was thinking of something. This is Zechariah 13:4. It says, "And it shall come to pass in that day that the prophets shall be ashamed every one of his vision, when he hath prophesied. Neither shall they wear a rough garment to deceive." Now that's dealing with the false prophets, right? So there was prophets that would wear the prophets' attire, the rough garments, to deceive, because the prophets wore that sackcloth and so on and so forth, right? Just like when we go out on the highways and the byways, what do we wear? We wear the different sackcloth. We don't wear silk garments. We don't wear linen garments on the highways and the byways. We wear garments that look, ragtag, so to speak, or just, basically normal basic garments, right? Right? So this is what was like similar to what? This is a replication of the prophets' garments, the garments that the prophets used to wear. Okay, go back to Elijah, right? Which he represents the prophets. Elijah, right? What kind of he wore a rough garment. It tells you that also when he came back as as John the Baptist, he was wearing a rough garment of camel's hair. Okay, and then Yahushua asked them, "What were you looking to see?" Because they didn't believe, this couldn't, man, how could this be a man of the Lord? This guy got demons on him. Look at him, right? Let's see what Yahushua said. This is Matthew 11:7. It says, "And as they departed, Yahushua began to say unto the multitudes concerning John, What went ye out into the wilderness to see? A reed shaken with the wind?" You went out to see some soft guy, right? "But what went ye out to see? A man clothed in soft raiment? Behold, they that wear soft clothing are in kings' houses." Right? But you see, now today, the average person, they can get something that is perceived as high-end clothing, right? Which the clothing of today is nothing compared to the clothing of the ancient world. It's not even comparable. You can get the most expensive clothes, no matter from whatever brand you want to call it, and it can't compare to even the cheap garments back then. Just even the technique on how they wove the material together, because there's ancient techniques that are lost. There's ancient techniques that people don't do anymore when it comes to cooking, when it comes to making bread, when it comes to doing a whole lot of things. There's a lot of methods that are not used anymore that we're only going to get back in the kingdom, right? Now, the garments that they had back then, these were very expensive garments. A garment was like a car, okay? It was equivalent to like a car. And depending what kind of garment you had, it could have been a Toyota or it could have been a damn Lamborghini, man. You see? Now, John the Baptist, he wasn't wearing that soft raiment, man. He was wearing what would be considered, cheap raiment. Okay, it says, "But what went ye out for to see? A man clothed in soft raiment? Behold, they that wear soft clothing are in kings' houses. But what went ye out for to see? A prophet? Yea, I say unto you, and more than a prophet. For this is he of whom it is written, Behold, I send my messenger before thy face, which shall prepare thy way before thee." Right? So you're looking to see this soft guy. No, a prophet is going to be wearing the rough garments. Right? So when we go out and prophesy, we prophesy in those rough garments. Okay? Let's go to Matthew's 11. No, not Matthew. Let's go to Job. Let's go to Job 36. This is Job 36 and verse 13, and it reads, "But the hypocrites in heart heap up wrath." Matter of fact, let's go to verse 12. It says, "But if they obey not," this is speaking about the obeying the Most High. It says, "But if they obey not, they shall perish by the sword, and they shall die without knowledge. But the hypocrites in heart heap up wrath. The cry they cry not when he bindeth them." Right? They heap up wrath, meaning a hypocrite is you see it here, it goes, it's resentful. In other words, they get angry, right? Because what, you call them out or whatever the case may be, they get angry at that. They lash out because they're being exposed, or they're for who they truly are. Because remember, they're wearing a mask, right? They're acting, they're playing a role, Like a lot of these camps, these other camps are filled with hypocrites, man. There's hypocrites also in Great Millstone, but you got these other camps, they're filled with hypocrites, man, to the brim. You know, even the way they read is hypocritical. The way they talk is hypocritical. You know, the things they say. Talking about, I don't sin, I keep the law perfectly. That's a damn hypocrite. That's, you're being a damn hypocrite. Okay? Say you keep the law perfectly. That's ridiculous. Nobody can keep the law perfect. The scriptures clearly say that, man. And it says that if a man say he is without sin, he is a liar and the truth is not in him. Okay? It says, but if they obey not, they shall perish by the sword, and they shall die without knowledge. But the hypocrites in heart heap up wrath. They cry not when he bindeth them. Okay, so let's go to Proverbs, because you know, when you reprove a hypocrite, you know, they're not going to receive the reproof and try to get better. No, not a hypocrite. A hypocrite is going to, you know, they're going to get angry. You know, they're going to lash out. You know, they're going to buck up. You know, it says, this is Proverbs 9 and verse 8. It says, reprove not a scorner, lest he hate thee. Matter of fact, let's go to verse 7. It says, he that reproveth a scorner getteth to himself shame, and he that rebuketh a wicked man getteth himself a blot. Reprove not a scorner, lest he hate thee. Rebuke a wise man, and he will love thee. Okay, you rebuke a wise man, he's gonna love you, and he's gonna actually, you know, he's gonna adhere to what is being said, okay, and learn from it. Right? Or try to learn from whatever lesson that is being taught, man. But you try to reprove or rebuke a scorner, hey, it's not going to go well. Okay? It's not going to go well, you know? They may act like they're listening to you, but deep down they're like, man, F that dude. Okay? F that. I'm going to do what I want to do, right? Or whatever. It says, give instruction to a wise man, and he will be yet wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning. Okay, this is what a wise man adds on to his arsenal, man. Right? A fool, you know, he just wants to give. He just wants to basically give advice, but not take anything. You know, not want to take any type of knowledge, man. When it comes to him changing something about himself, right? So that's one thing you don't want to be, is a hypocrite, man. That's one thing you don't want to be. One of the greatest compliments that you can receive is that, oh, this is a sincere guy. You know, this is Proverbs 21 and 11. Now, oh, he speaks so well. He does this. That's really not, that's cool. I mean, it's just cool, but it's not, to me, a much greater compliment for me personally is, this is a sincere individual. This is an authentic individual. That's more sincere than, oh, does these great lessons, he this, that, and the third. To say someone is sincere, right? Because this is what this truth is about. You have to be sincere when you're in this truth. The How About Shem Al Shai is not dealing with anyone that's not sincere. Okay? Oh, matter of fact, I didn't look up the word hypocrite, and I got to look that up, because I'm going to show you. The hypocrisy is ultimately the opposite of being sincere. That's what it is. To be a hypocrite is the opposite of being sincere. But hold on, let me see. This is Proverbs 21:11. It says, when the scorner is punished, the simple is made wise, right? The scorner is not going to be made wise, even when he's punished, but the simple is going to be made wise. I mean, because the simple that is sincere is going to be made wise, rather. It says, and when the wise is instructed, he receiveth knowledge. Okay? Let me go back to Job. Let me go back to Job real quick, just to look up the words hypocrite. Okay, this is the word hypocrite. Oh, Salakia. This is the word hypocrite in the Hebrew. And it says hanap. No, chanap, not hanap. Chanap. All right. Be more precise. It says hypocritical, godless, profane. Right? Hypocrite, irreligious, and profane means outside of the temple, right? And if it's outside of the temple, what does that mean? That means it's dirty. That means it's filthy. That means it's unclean, right? says soiled, right? What it means to be dirty, soiled. Okay, i.e. with sin, impious. Now, let's go to the root word, which is the same word, chanap. And it says to be profaned, be defiled, be polluted, be corrupt. So a hypocrite is defiled, a hypocrite is profane, a hypocrite is corrupt. Okay, he's not clean. He's not clean, right? The Lord said that you got to be washed by the word and you have to be made clean. Okay? How can a young man cleanse his ways? By taking heed to the word, man. That's the only way to clean your ways, and that's the only way to remove hypocrisy. Okay? It's the only way to remove hypocrisy. But if you're not really taking heed, but you're listening to precepts, to gather the information so you can teach, but you're not applying these precepts to your life. You're not making an effort to apply this stuff to your life. You are being a hypocrite, man. You are soiled. You are polluted. You are not clean in the spirit. Your outward appearance may be clean, right? But in the spirit, you're really not clean, man. Right? So that's what the word hypocrite in the Hebrew, chanap, means. It means to be, unclean, to be soiled, to be dirty in the spirit. Okay? And you're showing an outward appearance that you're clean, but you're really dirty. This is Psalms 119 and verse 9. It says, wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way, by taking heed thereto according to thy word. With my whole heart have I sought thee. You see that? Oh, let me not wander from thy commandments. Thy word have I hid in mine heart, that I might not sin against thee. See, this is not a hypocrite speaking. Okay, let's go to the word taking heed. Oh, there we go. Shamar. Okay. Which means to what? To keep, guard, observe, give heed. So you're supposed to give heed to these words that are being said, these different epistles that are being put out there. The brothers, the apostles, the elders, the bishops, the elder bishops, all these men that are putting these things out. If it applies to you, you're not just supposed to gloss over it. Okay, and act like this doesn't apply to you when you know in your heart it does apply to you. And then you hear, oh yeah, con, and then you don't do nothing about it. You don't make an effort to do nothing about it. You're not pricked to the point where you're like, damn man, I need to change. I need to get better at this. I need to get better at that. Then you are a hypocrite, right? Because the reason for the epistle is, for it to go out to who it needs to go out to, so they can hear what they need to hear and get right. All right, and that includes brothers that are in the truth as well. It's not just for people that are outside just coming into the truth or just hearing the truth. No, it's also applying to brothers that are in the truth. Right? Okay. Let's go to because even when Joseph had that dream, right, about him, being exalted over his brethren and his father and his mother and all that, Jacob rebuked him. But it said that he kept those sayings in his heart, which means what? That word kept the sayings in his heart. The word kept means is shamar. I mean, he kept it with him. He constantly pondered upon it. He pondered upon it. He's like, what does that mean? So when you take heed to the word, that means you're pondering upon the word, you know. And if you're pondering upon it, you know, you want to do good. You want to do good by the word, right? Let's go to Matthew's. Matthew 6 and verse 1, it says, "Take heed that ye do not your alms before men to be seen of them." Right? Right? Let's say if you say up a prayer, you know, saying you just happen to be in public. But the thing is, these dudes are doing prayers to be seen of men. We're not supposed to do prayers in public, period. But like, you know, let's say you throw up a prayer, right? And you just happen to be walking and you see something, you know, that you want to give praise to the Most High. But you're not doing it in hypocrisy. You're just doing it because, oh, damn, yo, whatever the case may be, you know. But you have these men, certain men back then, right, and even now that say prayers to be seen of men, or they'll do things to be seen of men, right? Including teaching, right? They're teaching, they're doing all this teaching, but they're not applying these things that they're teaching to their life. He says, "Otherwise, ye have no reward of your Father, which is in heaven. Therefore, when thou doest thine alms, do not sound a trumpet before thee, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues," which IUIC was doing that. I don't know if they still do that, but they used to do that all the time before their certain classes. They actually would blow a trumpet. I remember there was one class he blew a trumpet. Yo, dog. These guys fit perfectly the wicked scribes and Pharisees, man. I'm telling you, man. He blew a trumpet and said, "Oh, we're gonna pray for our enemies. We're not, you know, because we do what the scriptures say. We're gonna pray for our enemies." And then they all turned to the east. They started praying. But before he did it, he even actually blew a trumpet, man. Yo, showing you these guys are the same guys coming back. If you can't see it, you're just not too bright, man. I mean, they literally blew a trumpet and then said, "We gotta pray for our enemies." You know, when I saw that, I said, "This is." Well, I made a video on that. That was years ago. All right. This is Matthew 6:2. It says, "Therefore, when thou doest thine alms, do not sound a trumpet before thee, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have glory of men." Because that place is full of hypocrites. The IUIC thing, that's full of hypocrites. And these other camps too, full of hypocrites, man. Because they love the glory of men. That's why they're doing all these interviews and no jumper. Why would I want to be around some sexual deviant, right? Like that dude, man, from No Jumper, man. Why would I want to talk to him about anything pertaining to the truth? That's beyond swine, man. All right? It says, "Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. But when thou doest alms, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doeth, that thine alms may be in secret." Right? So when you give something to a brother, you know, you do that in secret, man. You don't do that. "I gave this to that brother and I gave this to that." You don't announce those things, man. You keep that secret to the best of your ability, man. "That thine alms may be in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret himself shall reward thee openly." And also, you know, the greatest show of your integrity is done in secret, man. It's the things that you do behind closed doors that's most important. It's not the things that you're doing on the camera that's most important, because the camera is on. It's the things you do when no one can see you. Okay, the decisions you make when no one can see you, that is most important, because guess what? The angels see it and they report it up to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. That's important, man. You know? It says, "And when thou prayest, thou shalt not be as the hypocrites are, for they love to pray standing in the synagogues and in the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward." What's the reward? The glory of men. Okay? The glory of men is their reward. Let's get Proverbs 11 and 9. This is another thing that a hypocrite does. A hypocrite will, they'll smile in your face, smile in your face. Whole time they want to take your place. Backstabbers. See, so that's the ways of a hypocrite, right? Proverbs 11 and 8, it says, the righteous is delivered out of trouble, and the wicked cometh in his stead. An hypocrite with his mouth destroyeth his neighbor, but through knowledge shall the just be delivered. Well, we've seen an example of that with the elder brother Manataz Akbar, man, right? He had that rat, whatever his name, Matt the Rat, whatever his name was. He tried to get him fired, and what happened? His ass got fired, man. The Lord delivered him, and his ass got fired. And that account brought a smile to my face, man. I love hearing things like that, man. And good for that dude, man. All right, but because he was being a hypocrite, right? But he didn't have no signs of him being a evil guy. He had no signs of him, being, having malicious intent towards him, right? Because he had an outward show. But there's a lot of people like that. There's a lot of people that are in this Israelite, this truth like that, right? Or so-called in this truth. They have that same mentality. They're one way, and then when you hear what they do behind closed doors, you're like, no way. Not him, right? Well, they got demons on them. They have demons on them, bro. It's not even a thing. I don't see how someone could do that. Well, they have demons on them. We can't, you can't relate unless you have demons on you. All right. So that's the point. Okay. Let's go to Philippians, because I said the opposite of the opposite of hypocrisy is sincerity. Okay. This is Philippians 1 in verse 9. And it reads, and this I pray, that your love may abound yet more and more in knowledge and in judgment, that ye may approve things that are excellent, that ye may be sincere and without offense till the day of Hamashiach, being filled with the fruits of righteousness, which are by Yahushua Mashiach, unto the glory and praise of the Most High. Okay. Let's go into this word sincere. Let's go into this word sincere. All right. It says Elikrines. Okay. Elikrines. It says pure, sincere, unsullied. Right? Pure, sincere, unsullied. Right? And the word sincere, like I said before, goes back to the Hebrew word tahar. Now you go into unsullied, it means what? Not spoiled or made impure. So it's not dirty, spotless, untarnished, right? That's someone who's sincere, right? And the Lord is looking for those that to worship him in sincerity, right? And whose spirit was no guile. Okay. You coming in that spirit of hypocrisy, well, you have guile. Okay. You have guile, right? You should check to see if you're coming in the spirit of hypocrisy, because the scriptures say, every ways of a man is right in his own eyes, right? So you better check to see if your actions are matching what you're portraying, man. This is 1 Corinthians 5 and 8. It says, therefore, let us keep the feast not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. I don't feel right cursing out somebody for something that I'm doing, or something, there's something you gotta be truthful, man. You gotta be honest with yourself, man. You have to be honest with yourself. This is 1 Corinthians 5 and 8. It says, therefore, let us keep the feast not with old leaven. Man, let's go up to verse 6. It says, verse 6, 1 Corinthians 5 and 6. Your glorying is not good. Know ye not that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump? Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened, right? And there's a lot of people that have not put away the old leaven. You know, they have not become a new lump. They still got that lump there. And they come into the truth of the same individual that they were in the world. They didn't fully, take out those things that they had in them before. You know, it says, purge out. He says you have to be born again. It says, purge out, therefore, the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened. For even Hamashiach, our Passover, is sacrificed for us. Therefore, let us keep the feast, not with old leaven, neither with the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. That's why we say, love to you brothers out there pushing the word out in truth and sincerity, right? Because this is how Yahweh Shem Yahushai wants his men, right? In truth and sincerity. He says, I wrote unto you in an epistle not to company with fornicators, yet not altogether with the fornicators of this world, or with the covetous, or extortioners, or with idolaters, for then must ye needs go out of the world. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I mean, let me get Ephesians 6 real quick. Let me get Ephesians 6. Right? It's Ephesians 6 and verse 24. And it reads, it says, I'll start at verse 23. It says, peace be to the brethren, right? Shalom to the brethren, and love with faith from the Most High, the Father, and the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach. Grace be with all them that love our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach in sincerity. Amen. Right? So if you love our Lord Yahushua in sincerity, would you not love the brethren in sincerity? Right? The Lord said that. He said, how can you say you love the Lord and you love not your brother which you see? So think about that. So are you being a hypocrite? Right? So with that, I'll say all praises going out to Yahweh Shem Yahshai B'Shem Kakodash, and Shalom to the elect.